Raiders break their huddle in their homestanding white uniform, trimmed in black and red, powered by Adidas and EI Sports. Jasper, the traveling black with white and gold numerals. Raiders go off to the goal to our left away from their bench. Noblet and Thacker to jump it up at the center stripe, and we are about ready to go here from Huntingburg Memorial Gym. The official steps in. The toss is up and controlled by the Wildcats. Ernie will take it across the timeline against man-to-man defense, angles it left with a hip-high dribble, sends it back to Wallace, high right now. They go to Foy. Foy looks into the post for Wallace. Wallace out top to Ernie. Noblet deep left, they chase him off the line. He's a good outside shooter. Cats with the basketball here on their opening possession. Braden Giesler between the double circles, straight away guarded by Werner. Now out to Ernie. Checked by Schwartz on a switch into the corner. Three in the air by Foy. Hits the side of the backboard. Wallace got the rebound. Wildcats lose it underneath the basket. Scramble for the loose ball. A jump ball called. And it will go to the Raiders in the alternating possession.
Yeah, one thing that Coach Haywood said in his interview was that they were going to have to close out hard on these outside shooters. Jasper's now more of an outside-oriented team, so they did a good job of chasing Noblet and a couple other shooters off the line. And he also mentioned you got a rebound. That's a big key for this game.
Werner brings it up, goes out deep to Thacker for the Wildcats. Goes to Cam Haywood, deep left in front of us here at Huntingburg Memorial Gym. Cats in a man-to-man. Haywood comes off a short screen, goes right in the lane, hands it back to Whitehead. Whitehead across the back line to Werner. Werner hands it to Thacker. Thacker out front to Cam Haywood. Haywood puts it on the floor, right in the lane, comes to a jump stop. Raiders opening possession, no score. Thacker left corner outside the arc. Goes out front to Werner. Werner drifts it right, hands it to Tate. Tate, right elbow, rise and fire. Off the rim, no good. Thacker with the tip, no ball, volleyballed around. Wildcats, Wallace brings it out of there. Up the floor to Giesler. He marches into the lane, lays it up and scores.
Yeah, they're going to look to push the ball, and that was quick. You know, that ball was one pass, and it was in the basket.
So here comes Southridge down 2-0 on the RG Mechanical scoreboard. Thacker, dribble handoff to Haywood. Haywood goes right side outside the arc, comes to a stop. Now out to Thacker. Thacker, left elbow into the corner area to Werner, back out to Whitehead. Now to Haywood. Wildcats again, man-to-man, up 2-0 here early. Thacker with it. Haywood, top of the key, thought about the shot, backs it off. Haywood dribbles toward the wing area and a whistle and a reach in on Andrew Noblet. Cats dealt a blow. Their 6'6 postman Griff Heil got hurt in the third game of the football season against Memorial Side to play football at Indiana State. So they're without a postman, so they're going with that 4 out, 1 in deal. Now the Raiders try to bring it in, and whistle blows. They'll try it again. Haywood triggers right in front of us here at the scores table. Goes to Werner in the forecourt. He'll have to bring it across the timeline. Picks up his dribble. Ball knocked away by the Wildcats. Foy with it. Up ahead to Noblet. Goes in. Misses the layup. Ball scrambled for. Loose ball on the floor. Once again, no whistle. Finally a jump ball, and this one will go in the direction of the Wildcats.
It almost looked like Noblet was thinking about jamming that ball and then got about up there and didn't realize that he wasn't going to be able to. So he went up with both hands. It looked like he was going to put the ball down, and it just didn't work out.
Noblet the inbound on the baseline. Goes out to Ernie into the corner. Noblet left side, lofts up a three. It's good. He's an outside shooter, and he knocks down the jumper. And it's 5-0 Wildcats on the RG Mechanical scoreboard. Thacker with it, hands it back to Tate. Into the corner, Haywood drives left baseline. Out to Thacker, 3 in the air. Off the back rim, no good. Rebounded by Wallace. And a reaching on the Raiders, 84 feet away from the basket, or in that vicinity. It's going to be against Whitehead, his first.
That's not a place that you want to foul there, obviously, that far away from the basket when the guy has secured the rebound.
Cats lead 5-0 here. With the basketball, Ernie glides it up the right side, goes deep right outside the arc to Wallace, now to Noblet. Go out deep to Braden Giesler. Giesler with it, puts it on the floor, big jump stop, now to Foy. Foy into the corner to Noblet, tries to get in the post, whips across lane to Wallace. He missed the layup, rebounded by Davis Schwartz. Here comes Tate Whitehead across the timeline, spins into the lane, got fouled, he'll be at the line to shoot 2.
That was a really nice play by Jasper, a little post feed and then a back cut on that opposite side. Lucky there we didn't get that layup, but Tate gets down in that transition, taking it to the basket like he did last week, which is good.
Raiders got to be better than 11 of 25 at the free throw line in this one. That was not good against Pike, and Coach Haywood talked about it as Whitehead splashes home the first free throw. Roland Whitehead comes into the game for Gage Werner right now for the Raiders. 5-1 Raiders trail. Whitehead another free throw. Lets it fly. He got both of them, and the Raiders are on the board. Wildcats with the basketball. Caden Urey, the 6'1 junior, across the timeline, met by Roland Whitehead. Point wing deep to Noblet, hands it back to Ernie. They go inside to Wallace. He missed the layup. Ball tipped around. Pulled out of there by Cam Haywood. Raiders have it down 5-2. Whitehead speeds across the timeline. Gets it back to Tate. Tate into the lane, and he got fouled en route, and they're going to try to chase Tate off the line. I think he can get to the rim and draw some of the fouls just like that.
Yeah, and again, that's what he did last week. Things where they were coming at him hard, and they were closing out hard on him, so he was able to give a little head and shoulder fake, get to the basket. He got to the line. I think he had 13 free throws last week, so maybe, and obviously Jasper's trying to chase him off the line, so hopefully he takes the ball to the basket.
Haywood to inbound, gets it into Thacker. Thacker out to Tate. Three-pointer in the air. Clanks off the front of the rim, no good. Got his own rebound. Inside of Schwartz, lays it up and in.
Hey, that's what something that Coach talked about, was crashing those boards, and that was a good offensive rebound feed to Davis.
Cats in a hurry on the other end. A whistle and a charge on Noblet. That's 2 fouls on him. Good work by the Raider defense there, and that's tough for John Gable here, and he's going to have to go to his bench here, and Logan Day will have to check in for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, 4-12 in the first quarter, and Noblet's having to sit down with his second foul.
He canned a three earlier. He was deadly from outside the arc. Raiders down 5-4, halfway home here in the first quarter. Whitehead across the timeline. Point wing deep to Haywood. Haywood gets a short screen, takes it to the top of the key. Right side to Whitehead. He goes toward the right baseline, tries to kick it out. He threw it right to Murph.
Still got some hands, man.
Good catch. Good catch. Knocked down the water bottle.
Yeah.
Lid's closed. It's closed. So Whitehead drops it in. And Tate will bring it across the timeline. Raiders down a penalty, 5-4. Thacker deep left. They run a clear out left side. Kicks it into the opposite corner. Throw it away. Horrible pass. Haywood had to save it from going out of bounds. Here comes Giesler on the other end. Now Tate Whitehead gets his second foul. And so both outside shooters, Noblet for Jasper and Whitehead for the Raiders, have picked up their second fouls. Grayson Boozy will come in for the Raiders. The Cats counter with Max Butel, a 5'9 sophomore.
So now we'll see what everybody else, both stars for their teams, leading scorers, are now on the bench with 2 fouls.
Butel down the left side, guarded by Boozy. Tries to get it to Giesler. They try to ice that ball screen, but the Cats bring it back toward the middle. Wallace at the top of the key, guarded by Schwartz, outside to Day. Fires it inside. Shot up and under, no good. Cats missed it. Giesler got his own rebound, put it up and got fouled. He missed the first one, got the reload. The Raiders going to send him to the free throw line. And the foul on Southridge will go against Roland Whitehead, his first personal. Team's third, and Giesler at the line with the Cats up 5-4 will try to increase their lead. Braden Giesler, an athletic 6'2 junior, fires it up and hits it. 6-4 Cats, 3:19 to go in the first. Giesler will have a second charity toss. Next free throw in the air, this one around the rim and in. Raiders down 3 with the ball. Grayson Boozy right down the middle here at Huntingburg Memorial Gym. Deep left to Haywood, guarded by Day right in front of us on the deep left. We've got a whistle and a Southridge foul. It's a 30, brought to you by RG Mechanical. If you've got RG Mechanical Scoreboard 7-4. Again, our 30 brought to you by B&A Construction and Design, 812-683-4600. Any kind of construction project that you may have, give the guys and gals at B&A Construction and Design a call at 812-683-4600 or stop by and see them on Highway 231 between Jasper and Huntingburg. Again, you mentioned it earlier. Where is the offense going to come for Southridge, and to a certain extent, Jasper as well?
Well, and you're right, because Noblet he's deadly from that line, and they knew they were going to have to chase him off of it. You know, Tate can get hot. When he gets hot, he's deadly. So now it's going to be, where is that coming from? And it could very well be from offensive and defensive rebounds.
Boozy out to Haywood. They're right up in his face. Gets the screen from Schwartz, goes right of the lane, tries to kick it back out. Schwartz gets the loose ball in the lane, now back out to Haywood. Raiders fortunate that ball didn't go the other way. Whitehead hands it to Boozy. Boozy inside, gets cut off, back to Whitehead. Head down, tries to get it back out. Ball nearly knocked away again. Cats active hands. Haywood pulls up at the free throw line. Couldn't get the roll with a 15-footer. Long rebound. Cam ran it down. Haywood gives Southridge new life. Thacker, right side, three in the air. Good.
All that got set up because of hustle on the offensive boards. That's what happens.
7-7 on the RG Mechanical Scoreboard. Cats the other way. Butel goes out to Day. Day guarded by Boozy, kills that dribble. They go to Butel. Baseline, they go out to Wallace. Wallace with the basketball. Gets it back to Giesler. Caden Ernie getting ready to check in at the next stoppage of play. Wildcats with the top of the key. Day clanks off the front of the rim with a jumper, no good. Rebounded by Brock Thacker, and the Raiders have it. Thacker barrels down across the timeline. Out to Haywood. They leave him open. He shoots and he hits from way downtown. Raiders up 10-7 here on the RG Mechanical Scoreboard. Butel across the back line to Giesler. Wallace left to the top of the key, guarded by Schwartz. He lowers his shoulder, goes into the corner to Butel, guarded by Boozy. Back to the post to Wallace. Turns middle, kicks it opposite. Nice catch by Ernie. Out to Giesler at the top of the key, guarded by Whitehead. Giesler between the leg dribble across the court to Butel. Into the post, Wallace against Schwartz. Into the corner, Butel slants it to the left elbow, stops with the dribble. Now goes to Wallace, spins against Davis underneath the basket, lays it up and in. Athletic move by Wallace.
That was a very good move. He got up and under that rim and used that rim as another defender, so that was a real nice move by Wallace.
Raiders up 10-9. Boozy top of the key, squeezes off the three, rattles in and out, no good. Rebound tipped around, pulled out of there by the Wildcats. Up the left side goes Foy. Foy with it toward the Raider bench. Now out to Butel with under 1 to play in the first quarter. Day into the corner, three in the air. Giesler off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Butel, goes up and under with a wild shot, no good. Got his own rebound out top. Three in the air by Day, good.
That's two offensive rebounds on one possession. As Coach said at the beginning of the game, rebounding is going to be so important in this game. How many points have we had on offensive rebounds already on both sides?
Thacker with it, kills his dribble deep left with 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Raiders down 12-10. Haywood with it on the high right for Southridge. They're going to hold for one here. Haywood with the ball underneath his arm with 11 seconds. Deep right, Hashmeyer. Cats do not pressure him yet. 6 seconds. Comes off a short screen with 4. Haywood left of the lane, drives inside, puts it up off the glass, and got it as time expired. Isolated him on the left side, and we're tied at 12 after 1 quarter on the RG Mechanical Scoreboard. Cats and Raiders will step aside. Murph and I'll have more after this. Kurt Guxell, Kelly Murphy. Kenny back at the command center. 12-12 with the second quarter getting ready to start. Raiders have the basketball.
And we talked at break, Kurt, that so many second chance points for both teams, but really for Jasper. And, rebounding is just a mindset. That ball goes up, instead of following the ball to the rim, you got to get your guy blocked out first, then go get the ball. So hopefully the Raiders can shut that offensive rebounding down a little bit this quarter.
Justin Leathers into the game for the Raiders. They go high post to Thacker. Thacker down the lane into the corner to Haywood. Slant drive to the right elbow, gets cut off, kicks it back to Gage Werner back into the game. Haywood with it, puts it on the floor, spins, goes inside, puts it hard off the glass, rebound. Scooped out of there by Wallace. Gets it ahead to Ernie, down the right side to Butel. Cats with the ball on the perimeter. Giesler to Day. Day goes baseline left, gets flushed out of there against Haywood. Picks up his dribble, goes out to Butel. We're tied at 12. Day with it. Thought about the shot. Now to Ernie, guarded by Leathers. Ernie comes off a Wallace screen. Now dribbles out near the top of the key. Gets it back to Butel as he scooped it out to him. He's between the double circle, angles it left. Now goes right side to Giesler. They run a clear out underneath the basket. Reverse layup missed badly, rebounded by Leathers, and the Raiders have it. Leathers down the right side, stays in bounce. Now picks up his dribble. He's in trouble. Bounces back to Werner. We're tied at 12 here in the second quarter. Haywood to Thacker. Thacker with it. Spins, goes back out on top. Inside to Werner. Werner into the corner. Haywood. Shot fake. Drifts inside the line. Big jump stop, a collision, and a charge. Haywood draws the charge on himself, and he picks up his first foul. Andrew Noblet coming back into the game. John may go offense, defense to a certain extent with him. He's coming in on the offensive end right now.
You'd like to see Cam thought about shooting that three, and he probably should have. He was open. Instead, he faked and drove to the basket, and Jasper got in good defense position, took a charge.
Ernie walks it up for the Wildcats. Gets it to Noblet. Noblet angles it right with a hip-high dribble. Goes to Giesler, top of the key. Wallace. They cut off him. Wallace out to Noblet. Right elbow into the post to Wallace. Wallace spins. Goes out deep. Giesler three. Hard off the back rim. No good. Rebound vacuumed up by Thacker. Thacker quickly across the timeline. Fires it baseline at Leathers. Didn't know it was coming. He recovered. Takes it inside. Turns in the lane. And a whistle. And a charge on Leathers. Raiders out of their mind, just lowering the shoulder, and Leathers picks up the charging foul.
Yeah, those are two pretty easy calls there as an official. You know, you drop that lead shoulder, you're going to get it. You're going to get that charge call every time as long as the defense has proper position.
Caden Ernie brings it up. We're tied at 12. Ernie across the timeline for the Wildcats. They attack the west goal here at Huntingburg Memorial Gym. Wallace. Out deep to Ernie, back to Wallace on a give and go, lays it up and in. Wallace gets his fourth. Raiders didn't recover. Cats up by 2, 14-12. Thacker with it, down the lane, jump stop, out to Leathers. Doesn't shoot the three after a shot fake. Now to Thacker, guarded by Giesler. Thacker with it, goes right baseline, spins, goes back toward the middle, goes out to Schwartz, now Haywood. Cam with the ball for the Raiders. Now to Leathers. Leathers to Thacker. Thacker, free throw line. They snuff him out of the lane. Goes out to Haywood. Raiders down 2, 5:19 to go second quarter. Werner. Thacker, deep left, goes left baseline. Underneath the basket, they cut him off with some good defense. Ball goes out of bounds, back to the Wildcats. Thacker ran into some defense, tried to go 1-on-4.
Well, and anytime you dribble the ball to the baseline, you got to score. I mean, that's the reason why you dribble to the baseline. That's the only reason why you dribble to the baseline is go score. Because other than that, you're going to do what happened with Brock. You get down in there and you're in no man's lane.
Ernie walks it up. Cats up 2, 14-12. Foy. Right side dribble, top of the key to Wallace, guarded by Schwartz, hands it back to Noblet, couldn't get a shot off. Wallace, they leave him alone. He fires a jumper, he knocks it home. He can step outside. He drills the Wildcats' third three, and it's 17-12.
Raiders got to get back and just settle in on offense a little bit. We're a little out of control offensively right now.
Haywood with it for Southridge, out to Gage Werner. Now who's going to score for the Raiders? Haywood puts it on the floor, left elbow gets cut off. In trouble. Pitches back out to Gage Werner. Raiders down 4. Need a bucket here if you're Ryan Haywood and the crew. Cam Haywood with it between the double circle across the back line to Thacker. Thacker with it, top of the key. Open three. Rattles around, no good. Rebound inside Wildcats. Noblet out of there with it. Pitches ahead to Foy. Down the right side, out to Wallace. Shot fake, doesn't shoot. Pitches right side to Caden Ernie. Guarded by Haywood. Cats up by 4. Haywood check. Foy, ball goes out of bounds back to the Wildcats.
The Whitehead is still staying on the bench. Here's 4:01 left in the second quarter. We'll see what time Coach Haywood decides to put him back in.
Cats to inbound. They get it in the corner to Giesler. Out top, Ernie with it between the leg dribble. Now Noblet, top of the key three. It's in the air, no good. Rebound ripped out of there by Roland Whitehead. Raiders with it offensively, struggling to score. Haywood drives left baseline, goes up, kicks it in the corner. Warner chased off the line into the corner. Haywood, three in the air, good again.
Yeah, he's got to get his feet set. Once he gets his feet set, he's a really good shooter. He's just got to shoot the basketball.
16-15, Cats up by one. They go in the corner. Noblet, jump stop in the lane, fires it up, missed it, but got fouled. He'll be at the line to shoot two.
Now this becomes a really tough thing on officials. I'll just be honest with you, because you got Noblet, their best player, with 2 fouls. You got Whitehead. When they get on the floor, you don't want to give them their third if you can keep from it. So it gets tough.
So Roland Whitehead gets his second. Noblet at the line to shoot two. Again, you got to cover him on the perimeter, and then when you go out and chase him, he's a good enough athlete to drive, and he got the Raiders to foul him. He hits the free throw. 17-15. Logan Day back in for the Cats. Noblet will come out if he can hit this free throw as Butel waits at the scores table. Noblet hits both free throws, and he'll come out. Cats lead by 3, 18-15 with 3:27 to go in the second quarter.
One thing I've noticed about Noblet when he came out for warm-ups, he's put some muscle on. He looks good.
Yeah, he's worked on his body. Excellent baseball pitcher, of course. Haywood with it. High post to Thacker, turns from 15, rims it out, no good. Flat jumper, rebounded by the Wildcats. Foy brings it down the left side. Out deep to Day, into the post. Wallace into the corner. Day fumbles it, kept a hand on it. Now dumps it inside. Ball nearly knocked away. It's knocked out of bounds. Back to the Wildcats.
Jasper is back to cutting really hard to the basket. They went, a little bit of that first quarter towards the end of it, and they weren't cutting as hard. And now they're back to cutting. It's hard to defend when people are cutting so hard to the basket, especially with the perimeter offense.
Noblet coming back in for this end zone out of bounds play. 18-15, Cats lead by 3. 2:58 to go here in the second quarter. Noblet gets it into Foy. Foy with it outside the arc, into the post to Wallace. Wallace puts it on the floor, and a whistle and a reach in on, a travel on Wallace as he made that big jump stop. So the Raiders again have it offensively. Braden Giesler checks back in for the Wildcats. Noblet will come out again. They're going offense, defense with Andrew. Raiders will bring it up down 3 with 2:52 to go in the first half. Warner up the floor, high post, top of the key, Thacker. Thacker into the corner, Haywood. They jump out on him. Now Thacker to Leathers. Raiders down 3. Haywood with it, puts it on the floor, hands it back to Warner. Warner, right wing. Now to Haywood. Haywood puts it on the floor. Jump stop in the lane. Gets cut off into the corner. Warner into the post to Schwartz. Lost control of the ball. Cats stole it, but they were on the baseline with the steal. The Raiders will retain possession. So Warner will inbound. 18-15. Raiders down by 3. 2:23 to go in the second quarter. Warner to inbound on the baseline. Thacker, right corner, out to Haywood. Open three in the air. This one glances off, no good. Rebounded by Leathers, goes up, missed the layup. Ball goes out of bounds, back to the Wildcats. Raiders got to draw a foul or hit that inside. Ryan Haywood thought he got hammered. Noblet comes back in. Butel will check out. 18-15, Raiders down 3. Cats with the basketball. Caden Ernie will bring it across the 10-second line for the Wildcats. Warner checks him. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Wallace deep right with the ball out front to Noblet, guarded by Leathers. Now Braden Giesler. Giesler, right-hand dribble, out deep to Foy. Foy, short corner right to Noblet, inside the arc. Wallace, top of the key, 3 again, and he knocks it home.
That's a weapon when your big guy can step out on the perimeter and hit a shot like that. That's a good-looking shot, too.
Yes, it is, and if you're Ryan Haywood, you can't take away everything when you're at a size mismatch. If he's going to hit those, kind of got to live with it. 21-15, Cats on top, 1:48 to go in the second. Timeout on the floor, we'll take it with them. We're back after this. Back to Huntingburg Memorial Gym, 21-15. Raiders down with the ball. 1:47 to go in the second quarter. Tate Whitehead back in. They need some offense. Thacker with the ball. Left point, outside the arc. Thacker out now to Gage Werner in front of us here at the scores table on the deep left. Raiders spread the floor. Werner toward the middle. Now right of the lane. Gets cut off. Brings it back out to Whitehead.
It's like the Raiders are going to be content with taking the air out of the ball here with 1:20 left in the quarter.
And they threw it away. There. Raiders losing their mind. Whitehead threw it away, and now Thacker couldn't catch up with it. Roland Whitehead into the game for the Raiders. Tate Whitehead will come out defensively. 21-15, Cats on top. Braden Giesler to inbound, goes to Ernie. Ernie will take it across the back line to Foy. Foy hands back to Giesler, out to Wallace, who's hit a couple of big dagger threes. Noblet with it, top of the key. Pulls up inside the arc and knocks it home. Andrew Noblet gets a 2 to go along with his 3. He's got 7. It's 23-15. Haywood with it down the right side with under 1 to play here in the first half. Haywood with it for the Raiders. Goes out to Werner. Werner to Thacker. Thacker spins in the middle. Puts it up. Left it flat, but got the roll. Raiders needed that one like everyone needs to breathe.
Yeah.
23-17, under 40 to play here in the first half. Cats on top by 6. Out front, Foy. Short corner right to Wallace, guarded by Schwartz. He tries to back Davis down, gets it back to Ernie. He'll fire a long 3. This one off the back rim, no good. Ball scrambled for. Wallace picked it up. Another second chance for the Wildcats. Wallace hemmed in, goes inside. Reverse layup by Foy, no good. Raiders have it, 11 seconds to go. Here comes Haywood with 8. Haywood with it, free throw line, jump stop in the paint, turns in the paint, shoots off the back rim, no good. Wildcats down with the rebound as time expires. 1.5 of basketball in the books here at Huntingburg Memorial Gym. The Raiders find themselves down 23-17 to the Jasper Wildcats. Just a 5-point second quarter for the Raiders after we were tied at 12 at the quarter break. And that's where the margin obviously is right now.
Yeah, and we just didn't get anything. You know, didn't get much. We didn't even get many shots because we got into a bad routine down here, throwing the ball away and not really getting any shots, period. And Jasper was able to extend that lead, only scoring 5 points for Southridge in the second quarter.
So 23-17 here at the break as the Wildcats lead. We're going to take a timeout here on the Thermwood Corporation halftime show. We come back, we'll look at some first half stats and scoring. This is high school basketball on WBDC. Welcome back to Huntingburg Memorial Gym. 23-17 our score. Southridge trails Jasper. Again, Will Wallace led the way for the Wildcats with 10. The Raiders leading scorer Cam Haywood with 8 with a couple of 3-point baskets. So teams heading off to their benches for the halftime talk before they head out for the third quarter. A lot of games tomorrow. IU Kansas at 12:30. You got Purdue and Arizona at Gamebridge. Ball State and Indiana State tomorrow as well at Gamebridge. You got the Colts at 4:30. Bowl game starts, so that's a huge Saturday. Plus all the high school. We'll have girls basketball here tomorrow. The Southridge takes on Jasper in the 1:30 varsity tip.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy day. And even the Bengals play.
That's right. They got the
Bengals play at 1 o'clock. So there's a lot of stuff going on tomorrow. That's for sure.
Wildcats will have the ball to begin the second half. Wallace will throw it in. Cats will attack the East goal here at Huntingburg Memorial Gym toward their bench. Leading by 6. Caden Ernie will walk it across the timeline. Point wing deep. Out top to Giesler, now Noblet, Foy on the high right, guarded by Tate Whitehead. Top of the key, Wallace, another 3. This one off the back rim, no good. Haywood skies for the rebound. Pitch ahead to Whitehead. Tate into the corner, Thacker 3, good to start the second half.
Yeah, that's a great start. They were able to block out. It was a great block out by Cam Haywood. Start to transition, Brock knocks it down. That's what they needed.
Brock must have a bloody nose. He's got Some tissue in that nose. Noblet goes into the lane, forces up a jumper, no good. Rebounded by Haywood. Raiders down by 3 with the ball. Now they throw it away. Cross lane pass. Foy with the runner, no good. Ball tipped around inside. They try to save it. They get it inside to Giesler. He puts it up, left it short off the rim. Volley ball around. Davis Schwartz comes out of there with it. Southridge has the ball. Tate Whitehead barrels into the lane, tries to make a pass. Length got to him, and here comes Jasper into the lane. Ernie, cross lane, ball gets loose on the floor. Raiders dive after him. Brock Thacker has it. Here comes Thacker. Tries to make a move, puts it up off the glass, short-armed it, no good. Probably should have backed it out. Didn't have numbers, and here comes Jasper. Now they have the ball tipped away, and Cam Haywood picks it up the floor to Thacker. He goes in from the right side, got hammered and one.
Well, that was a little crazy there, back and forth and back and forth. It looked like a...
Scott Yarborough would be pleased with that tennis match.
Yes, right, yes.
So Thacker gets the and one.
It's a good job of Brock finally getting to the... He finally got the control of the ball and was able to take it strong to the hoop.
Raiders trying to pass over the defense, got it picked off a couple of times. Thacker hits the free throw, and we are tied at 23, so they have erased that 6-point deficit within the first minute and a half of the second half of action. Wallace, top of the key, flips it left to Noblet. He goes to the left side. Thacker flushes him out. They go outside to Foy. Foy with it, guarded by Werner. Out to Noblet, top of the key, right side Giesler. Giesler with it into the post. Turnaround jumper by Noblet. They ran him off the ball, off the glass, got it and won. Excellent action by the Wildcats, and even better shot by Noblet through contact.
Yeah, it was a great job. They reversed the ball, and on the ball reversal, Noblet just back cut to the opposite block, and we lost him in that cut. And then he made a nice athletic play shot. Now with the three-point play, back up by 3.
26-23 on the RG Mechanical scoreboard. Werner for the Raiders takes it across the timeline, left side, across the back line to Thacker. Now hands it back to Haywood. Now Thacker puts it on the floor, right elbow to a back-cutting Whitehead, lays it up and in. So they get an easy bucket on a back cut, and it's a one-point game. 26-25, Cats up by 1. Foy with it out front for the Wildcats. Foy now to Wallace, had 2 big threes in the first half to Noblet. Noblet into the post, ball knocked away. Raiders double down. Jasper retrieved the basketball though. Outside, Wallace on the right point, goes to Noblet. Left side, deep to Foy. Foy goes left baseline, runs into Davis Schwartz, blocked his shot. Werner picked it out of there. Good defense by Schwartz. Raiders on the push. Haywood barrels across the timeline. Top of the key to Tate, and a whistle. And a foul on Jasper trying to keep up with the Raiders. Working in transition, and the foul will go against Caden Early.
Well, both teams have turned the ball over quite a bit in this third quarter just by simply trying to make too long of a pass.
Raiders inbound to Schwartz, out to Werner, top of the key, Whitehead. Ernie on him, gives it up to Haywood, top of the key, 3. He got his third 3 of the night.
He had his feet set, confident, came off that ball, dribble screen.
John wants a timeout. Raiders up 28-26 on the RG Mechanical scoreboard. Again, BA Construction and Design helps bring you tonight's game. 812-683-4600. BA Construction and Design, any kind of construction project. Man caves to watch all that football tomorrow. Additions, anything. Stop by and see them between Jasper, Huntingburg, and those big red buildings on Highway 231. So, man, it's amazing us IU fans have to sit and watch them continue to not hit three-pointers. You walk in any high school gym on a Friday and Saturday night in this great basketball-crazed state and see guys knock down threes. I mean, Southridge with 5, Jasper with 5. And I'm just, my point is, it's not hard to find shooters, and these guys on these teams doing a nice job, as you said, getting their feet set and squeezing off threes. 28-26, Giesler bails inside and a whistle and a blocking foul. Right out of the timeout, isolated Giesler on the left side of the floor, and Gage Werner picks up the personal foul for Southridge.
Yeah, Gage just got caught up. As he was closing out, he got his hands, he got too high, and now Giesler gets to the hole. He just could not catch back up to get in front of him.
Giesler to inbound. Jasper always good on end zone out of bounds plays. They have to lob it though across the timeline to Caden Ernie. Raiders win that mini battle. Ernie now to Foy. Foy with it. Pitches across the back line to Ernie with 4:51 to go in the third. Raiders up by 2. Deep left to Giesler. Out front to Noblet. Noblet goes to Foy outside the arc. Now to Wallace at the top of the key. Foy right point high. Couple of hip high left hand dribbles toward the left side of the floor. Goes to Caden Ernie on the left side outside the arc. Now out front to Braden Giesler. Lobs it high post to Wallace. Back of the basket. Now he faces up right elbow. They go deep left side into the corner to Giesler. Giesler with it, works against Thacker. Thacker does a nice job of staying down. Outside, Foy, 3, off the back rim, no good. Rebound, all Southridge. Here comes Tate Whitehead across the timeline for the Raiders. Whitehead dances into the lane. Collision, got it, and a blocking foul to give him the basket. Nope, on the floor.
I think they're going to call it on the floor, yes, and that was the correct call. I think that's a correct call.
So no basket. Foul will go against Caden Ernie. That's his third.
Yeah.
That's Jasper's third foul of this third quarter. Max Butel will come into the game for the Wildcats.
Right now, the difference in this half is the Raiders are defensive rebounding.
Yeah, I think one and done.
Yeah.
Whitehead to inbound. Baseline gets it into Schwartz. Schwartz with it. Goes out deep to Cam Haywood. He's been on fire tonight with 3 triples. Now to Thacker. Thacker puts on the floor, left of the lane, jumps it into the corner corner, slants it to the elbow, into the paint, gets cut off, goes back out to Tate Whitehead. Raiders up 2, Whitehead left, outside the arc. Yo-yo dribble, now goes left baseline, goes underneath the basket. And a whistle,
he stepped
on the baseline. Good defense by the Wildcats, using that baseline as an extra defender.
And again, going back to when you dribble a baseline, you got to score. Because there's an extra defender there.
Again, Yogi Farrell made that famous where he would dribble underneath the basket and then fire it back out half the time. It never got back out.
Right.
Wildcats down by 2, 28-26. You're right. You've got to do something with the ball when you get it in there. Both teams guilty of that tonight. Right side, they go into the post with some purpose. Giesler into the corner. Foy out the Noblet into the right corner. Day with the 3. He knocked it home. Logan Day makes it a 29-28 Wildcat lead. 3:14 to go here in the third on the RG Mechanical scoreboard. Whitehead, point wing, deep to Haywood. Haywood on the left point gets a short screen, takes it to the top of the key. Whitehead, left side, goes inside the arc, tries to get a step back. Out to Thacker, long 3 straight away. Good.
You know, they're in a game like this tight with rivalries, there's no lead safe, ever.
Butel with it, out to Noblet. This is awfully fun.
Yeah.
Wallace out to Day. They chase him off the 3-point line. Out to Wallace. He catches, faces up, had 2 threes in the first half. Noblet into the lane. Collision, a whistle. And a blocking foul. Haywood tried to take the charge. And again, that's that tough block charge, and this time it's going to go against Haywood. Ryan Haywood can't believe it.
Well, I think part of it is I think that was a good call, simply because I don't know that Cam had a great position, but when you see that crash, everybody, it's a 50-50 shot when you're in the stands.
Wildcats bring it in. Wallace with the Raiders up by 2. Goes out to Butel. Looks left, goes right to Day. Day, free throw line, gets cut off out to Wallace. Fumbled it, picked it back up. Wallace left of the lane. Jump stop to a back cutting Butel. Into the corner, Day, wide open. They didn't recover. He knocked home another 3. Raiders late getting out, and Day made him pay. Logan Day with the 3, and it's 32-31 Wildcats. 2:06 to go in the third. Warner with the basketball outside the arc for the Raiders. 1:55 to go in the third. Thacker with it. Between the double circle, backs it out. Warner goes to Haywood. Haywood, volleyball line, thought about the 3, puts it on the floor against Day. Ball knocked away, Haywood picks it up, goes in the lane, gets cut off, jumps it in the corner to Warner, back out to Thacker. Raiders down 1, Thacker to Whitehead, guarded by Butel. Now to Warner. Warner with it, hands it back to Haywood. They chase him off the line, dives inside, lays it up, got hammered inside on the layup attempt. He'll go to the line to shoot it twice. That time Whitehead had a about a same-size matchup with Butel. Usually the bigger guys guard Tate. I thought he might try to squeeze off a three, but instead Haywood got it. He'll be at the line as Wallace picks up the personal foul.
And Cam did a good job there with a little head fake. And when you're hot and you're shooting a basketball well like Cam is, those opportunities for shot fakes and dribble drives to the bucket are there.
Haywood misses the first free throw. He'll have another one to try to tie the game. Grayson Boozy, Roland Whitehead will come into the game. Werner will go out. Boozy will come in for Haywood, provided that Cam hits the free throw to tie it up. If not, he'll have to wait till the next stoppage of play. Haywood free throw. This one rolls around and in, and we're tied. Haywood with 12, 4 here in the quarter, 32-32. So the Cats bring it up, 1:21 to go in the third. Max Butel with it out front for the Wildcats. Out to Day. Day's had the hot hand here in this half. Wallace, top of the key. Hands it back to Andrew Noblet. He comes through a screen, rises, left elbow, spins out, no good with a 15-footer. Wallace got the rebound. Raiders didn't block him off, and Wallace pulled it down. And a whistle and a foul on Southridge, their 4th foul of the quarter.
Be on Roland Whitehead, that's his 3rd. But again, they went to the rim instead of blocking out first. They've been doing a great job this entire quarter of 1 shot per possession because they've been putting a body on people. That time they got away from that. Wallace was able to get the rebound, and then we had the foul.
Noblet the baseline out of bounds and underneath the Wildcat bucket. Gets it into Day with a minute to play in the third. Day to Butel. Left baseline out to Day. Top of the key, Wallace for the Wildcats. Wallace, left-hand dribble toward the left-hand side of the floor. Wallace out to Giesler. Volleyball line straight away guarded by Thacker. Now to Butel with 48 seconds to go. Raiders have a possession arrow. Butel with the basketball, left of the lane, goes in with a high arching shot off the glass, no good, ball tipped around, it goes out of bounds, back to the Raiders. So Southridge can hold for one here and get it in the start of the 4th quarter in a 32-32 game.
This would be key, a big-time bucket. I think Coach Haywood's going to go spread here. Big-time chance for a bucket, and like you said, get the ball to start the 4th quarter would be awesome.
28 seconds to go in the quarter. Tay Whitehead out with it. Deep left hash mark, where the hash mark used to be, toward the corner on the Raider end of the floor out top. Whitehead with 13 seconds. They don't go out and challenge him yet. Now with 10 they do. Butel goes to Tate. Tate comes off a short screen. Whitehead, top of the key, down the lane. Fall away jumper, got his shot blocked, picked up by Davis Schwartz. In! Davis Schwartz picked up the loose garbage and threw up a half hook in the lane as time expired here to end the 3rd quarter. 34-32. Raiders on top on the RG Mechanical scoreboard. Murph and I'll head to the 4th right after this. Back out the Huddingsburg Memorial Gym. Raiders get that put back by Davis Schwartz as time expired. They'll have the 2 for 1. They'll get it to start the 4th quarter. Werner, Grayson Boozy, Tate Whitehead, Schwartz and Thacker on the floor for Southridge. They'll attack the west goal toward their bench. Grayson Boozy across the timeline. Deep left to Werner outside the arc. Gets a Davis Schwartz screen, takes it to the top of the key. Right side deep to Boozy. 3 in the air, off the rim, around and in. Grayson Boozy hit every part of the rim and knocked it home. And the Raiders lead now by 5. Trail by 6 at recess. Noblet with the deep left now to Foy. Now goes to Day in the corner. Ball knocked away by the Raiders.
Werner did a great job there. He fell down when Noblet back cut to that opposite block again. They reversed the ball like they did a few plays before. And Noblet back cut. Werner fell down, but he kept after it, and he was able to knock the ball out of bounds. Great effort.
Noblet to bring it in on the baseline. Gets it to Giesler. Noblet will look to post up. Come off a couple of screens. He goes on the right side. Ernie with it. Cats down by 5. Ernie with the ball. Gets it back to Giesler, now to Noblet. Noblet high right to Foy. Top of the key, Wallace. Wallace guarded by Schwartz to Noblet. Shot fake, goes right elbow, 15-footer. Grazed the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Thacker. Pitch ahead to Boozy. Boozy, open 3, right side. Good. Long 2. They're going to give him a long 2. Grayson Boozy knocks down a long two. John Gable wants a timeout. 40-32 Raiders on the RG Mechanical scoreboard. We'll have more from Huntingburg Memorial Gym after this. 2 Raiders, 6:55 to go. Wildcats will bring it up. Giesler on the floor with Ernie, Wallace, Noblet, and Foy. John Gable got the timeout. Cats with Noblet with it. Right side arc. Tries to go right baseline. Raiders foul him en route going to the basket. Just the first foul in the fourth quarter on either team.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be third on Gage Werner. They had set a screen, a ball screen, and as they were going, Gage took a step to that ball screen to try to cheat it, and Noblet turned that thing down and went straight to the hole.
Noblet baseline to Ernie. Ernie right side out to Giesler near the top of the key, into the post. Wallace turns middle, goes up and under. What a move, and he scores.
That's pretty good footwork. He turned about 4 times, was able to lay it in without putting the ball on the floor. That's exactly what you want out of your post guys.
Or travel. 39-34, Raiders by 5. Whitehead with it deep left side, gets a short screen, takes it to the top of the key, out to Boozy. 3 in the air, left point. This one spins out, no good. Rebound volley balled around inside. Goes to Davis Schwartz, out to Thacker. Thacker out to Werner. Now Whitehead, Raiders recycle on the ball tipped around after that miss by Grayson Boozy. That nearly went down for another 3. Raiders plus 5 here with under 6 to play. Whitehead spins into the lane. Thacker left corner 3. Good. Good for Brock Thacker. He's got 15, his third 3, and it's 42-34 Raiders. Noblet with it, out to Wallace, he'll fire a 3. He got another one. His third of the game, the big man. He scored inside, now outside. It's a 5-point game. They match 3s here. Whitehead down the right side, top of the key, goes left of the lane, step back 3. This one goes off the mark. Davis Schwartz runs down the rebound. Goes out to Grayson Boozy. Raiders recycle the offense with 5:18 to play. 42-37, Southridge on top. Thacker with it for the Raiders. Goes left side with the dribble. Now kills that said dribble into the post of Davis Schwartz. Kicks it in the opposite corner. They work it out to Tate. Tate, they chase him off the line. Goes inside into the land of the Giants. Got blocked. Raiders recycle. Now they go out to Werner. Whitehead got it on his back after getting blocked. The ball went right in his lap, and the Raiders get another opportunity. Werner hands it back to Whitehead. Whitehead, stutter step, dribble down, left side of the lane. 4:44 to play, Raiders up by 5. Whitehead with it. Out front, we'll see what kind of time and score Ryan Haywood plays. The Cats have no fouls here in the fourth quarter. Werner with it, inside the line. Now, kills his dribble. They might have to call a timeout. Ryan Haywood does. They were in some big-time trouble. 30-second timeout. We'll stay here, 42-37. Here's the quandary. You're up 5.
Yeah.
How much do you attack as opposed to knowing time and score? I mean, it's a delicate balance. I mean, you don't want to lose your momentum or your outside shooting if you got an open 3. So how do you play this?
Well, I don't know that they were necessarily taking the air out of the ball. I think they were just spreading it out, looking for drive lanes, and it worked the last 2 times down the floor. Thacker hits a 3, Boozy hits a 3 off a dribble drive and a kick. So I think that's what they were trying to do. The difference was Jasper started being a little bit more spread out there, and then they weren't able to get those drives to the hole. You know, if they can do that and they get those open 3s, we got it. So I think it's way too early to take the air out of the ball. Jasper doesn't have any team fouls. Southridge only has 1, so I think we're playing this thing straight up for a while.
Haywood will inbound at the scores table. 4:25 to go. Cats try to defend the Raiders here. Haywood looks to get it in. Drops it into Grayson Boozy. Boozy goes toward the right baseline. Underneath it, Davis lays it up and got hammered. He'll be at the line to shoot 2.
And that's what I was talking about. That's just a quick drive to the hole. Davis is hanging around the rim and is the beneficiary of that nice pass by Boozy.
So Davis Schwartz to shoot 2. Raiders up 5, 42-37. Again, Raiders struggle with the line against Pike Central, but have been a little better tonight.
So that's This is when it gets fun. Both teams, both fans are getting after the referees. This is
Schwartz free throw. This one no good. 42-37 Raiders. Again, got to hit the free throws. Both teams will have to do it down the stretch here. Schwartz another charity toss. Trying to make it a 6-point ball game, and he does. Davis Schwartz 1 out of 2. 43-37. Raiders looking for a stop. Here comes Ernie. Angles it right, hands it back out top to Day. Day guarded by Boozy. Out to Noblet. Noblet with the top of the key. And a whistle and a reach in on Grayson Boozy.
Yeah, he just got a little aggressive there, and he got that hand check called on him.
Again, the Raiders talked about it. They got a mismatch defensively no matter how Jasper goes or where they reverse that ball. You just got to recover. Maybe somebody comes to help. That time, Noblet was on the smaller Boozy. They get it to Day. Top of the key. Into the post to Wallace. Backs his man down. Leaves it underneath the Giesler. And a foul on Davis Schwartz prevented the reverse layup by Giesler. Again, the Cats got behind the Raiders defensively.
Yeah, that's about the third time or fourth time just this quarter that they've been able to back cut that. And so we've got to really do a better job of not losing our men, keep them in our sight.
Braden Giesler with 2 free throws. First one in the air. He splashes it home. He's got 5 in the game, 43-38, 4:02 to go in the contest. Giesler getting ready to shoot the second charity toss. Second one in the air, it's good. Got both at this trip and makes it a 4-point ball game. Cats picking up on the full court just a bit. Haywood with it. Now the Cats retreat back defensively. Haywood guarded by Noblet at the timeline. Angles it left, spins against him. Now dribbles it back out top. Goes to Thacker. Under 4 to play. Thacker with the basketball. Right side against Giesler. Now back out on top. Tate Whitehead. Raiders weave out front. Whitehead with it. Raiders up by 4. Tate with it. Caden Ernie on him, Whitehead into the lane, now backs it out, shovels the pass off to Thacker. Thacker down the lane, tries to leave it inside, ball tipped away, Raiders recover. Now Haywood spins into the paint, now cut off, looks around, pitches it back out to Tate Whitehead with 3:22 to go and a 4-point Raider lead. Tate Whitehead with the ball into the paint, baseline to Schwartz, gets it back out to Whitehead, now to Thacker. Thacker dives into the lane, leaves it off, baseline to Schwartz, opposite to Haywood. Now to Whitehead with 3:05 to go. Wildcats with just 1 foul. Whitehead puts it on the deck, out front for the Raiders. They run a trap at him, gets it to Haywood. Haywood in the middle of the 4 to Thacker. Down low, cross lane to Schwartz. Raiders made a bad pass.
Yeah.
Whitehead tried to throw it cross lane, rolling to Davis, but the Cats knock it away. Out of bounds. Raiders will bring it in end zone out of bounds with 2:52 to play, and Southridge up by 4. Haywood looks to get it in. Still looks. Gets it into Whitehead underneath the basket against Wallace, brings it Thacker, free throw line jumper, left it short. Davis Schwartz gets it back. Raiders recycle. Thacker left it short, and Schwartz gets the rebound. That's good work by Davis. He's been around that basketball a lot tonight. Thacker out near the timeline to Haywood. Wildcats are looking to foul. Thacker goes inside and walked with the basketball, but nope, they didn't blow the whistle. Cats have it on a run out. Noblet on the other end, lays it up and missed it, but he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, that's the thing about
Raiders would have been better off just having a dead ball turnover there on the travel, which they didn't call. So the Cats with 2:25 to go, down 2 with 2 free throws here.
And they've only missed 1 free throw the whole game.
Noblet, 2 free throws. Hits the first one. 43-40.
You know, when we're out here and we're in this spread and we're driving, you got to come meet the pass, especially when they're trapping. Whoever's guy leaves to go trap has to circle in to get the ball.
Noblet gets his second free throw. It's a 2-point game. Cats pressure with the guards in the backcourt. Whitehead brings it down the left side. Cats can create a foul. Now a blocking foul as Ernie tried to use the sideline, the 10-second line, as a trap. And now it's the second foul as Ernie gets it again. They've got 3 more here before the Raiders go to the line. And with 2:17 to go, Raiders up by 2, 43-41.
Looks like they're going to trap Tate anytime he gets the ball. Try to get the ball out of his hands.
Haywood gets it into Rowan Whitehead. Cats again knock it away. It looks like Jasper has like 10 guys out on the floor right now. Sometimes a coach always practice with 7 or 8 guys against an offense to try to get the offense to move the ball. Raiders look to inbound. They get it in the forecourt to Tate Whitehead with 2:16 to play. 43-41. Raiders up by 2 with the ball. Whitehead gets a Davis Schwartz screen. Now underneath the Thacker cutting reverse layup, and he scored.
That was beautiful. So they're looking to trap Tate every time he gets the ball. It's going to have somebody come to the basket open.
Wallace in the post puts it up, and he answers right back with a layup. Just pounded it inside. We've got a timeout with 1:56 to play. 45-43. Jasper left, no doubt about it. They didn't leave anything. I mean, they pushed the ball right up the floor, and you better get back defensively.
Yeah, if you, in that sense, Southridge was left flat-footed a little bit, and so it was. And people got to understand, when you run a fast break, it's not dribbling it up the floor.
Yeah.
It's passing the ball up the floor. It was one pass, slam that sucker down into the post. Lagodi and Jack Butcher made a living off of that one play right there. Slam it down in the post on a fast break, and that gets them right back to within 2. Like I said before, no lead safe. Now it's about taking care of the basketball. Everybody step into the basketball to take care of it, not trying to make too many passes. Jasper's going to go with a full court press.
Thacker to inbound here. And they'll have to bring it the length. Get it into Davis Schwartz, up the floor to Tate. Now to Thacker, takes it across the timeline. Thacker circles it out with 1:51 to play. Brock with it, looks around, calls the timeout. With 1:45 to play, 45-43. We'll take a timeout. Raiders up 2 at the ball. We'll be back after this. Memorial Gym, 45-43. Raiders up by 2, 1:45 to go. They've got the ball near their bench. Jasper with just 2 team fouls, so they'll have to commit 3 more before the Raiders would shoot 2 free throws. Again, Coach, they're trapping at a different place on the floor now, it looks like.
Yeah, they're trapping up here close to the timeline and the sideline and trying to prevent that dribble drive, which Southridge has gotten a couple times here in this quarter.
Warner to inbound, goes in the backcourt to Tate Whitehead. He'll have to bring it across the timeline. Another nail biter for the Raiders, likewise for the Wildcats. Tate Whitehead down the left side, guarded by Caden Ernie. They run a trap to him, gets the ball to Brock Thacker. Thacker tries to spin, goes out there. Haywood with 1:30 to go. Haywood jumps a pass across the court to Tate, quite dangerous, but Tate able to run it down. Now out to Thacker. Thacker jumps it out to Haywood. Now to Whitehead. Again, this new no bonus situation is rearing its head. I won't say ugly head because we don't know how it'll be, but Whitehead with it left side. Raiders, as long as they take care of the ball, can run it out. They center the ball to Haywood. Looks inside. Whistle. Haywood out deep to Werner. Werner turns the corner, goes into no man's land, kicks it back out. Again, that was that dangerous baseline drive. Thacker with it, and they finally fouled for the 3rd foul. Earlier I anticipated a whistle on a trap, but they didn't blow it. But now it's the 3rd foul. Raiders up 2, 45-43 with 51 seconds to go.
That's the 3rd on Giesler. At this point in time, nobody's really in bad foul trouble to where they can't foul for Jasper.
Yeah, at this point, 51 seconds to go. Raiders trying to nurse it on out here, or get a back cut and see what they can do. They get it to Haywood. Ball nearly knocked away. Cats nearly reached in. Now they make a bad pass. Wildcats pick it off. Here comes Giesler. Right the lane, scoops it up and scores on an acrobatic move. Again, the Raiders didn't meet the pass, and we're tied at 45. Now Southridge has to go back to playing basketball.
Now here we go. Yeah, it's to a point now. Let's see what the Raiders can do going to the basket.
Now the 4th foul as they try to trap Whitehead coming off a ball screen. 45-45. Again, the turnover proved costly. Giesler made a wild move, an acrobatic move, and an athletic move to lay it in.
The good thing was that they didn't foul him on that shot. That would have been the worst, but they didn't call it. I think he was straight up and down.
Haywood to inbound here. They get it in the corner to Tate Whitehead, drives right baseline, kicks it into the opposite corner. We're tied here with 22 seconds to go, and the Raiders with the basketball. Whitehead with the ball, next foul on Jasper sends Southridge to the line. 14 seconds, Tate right in front of us, guarded by Ernie. Whitehead with the checks with Coach Haywood with 7. Schwartz comes out to set a screen. Whitehead into the lane, step back, 15-footer. Good! It's good! Good! The time expired. Whitehead a step back. I think they're going to put a couple of tenths of a seconds on the clock. Whitehead a step back jumper created space.
Holy cow! They're going to. I think I heard him say they're going to put 1.2 back on the clock. So
Sean wanted a shove off on the opposite hand, and it's you never know.
Right, and you got to ask.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
Yeah.
As a coach, you got to ask. That's just absolutely gutsy. Coach Haywood looked over at Tate and said, "Settle down. Don't do anything yet until you get to 8 seconds." And at 8 seconds, that high ball screen with Davis, Jasper couldn't foul because we could go to the line, right? With 14 fouls. So that was a great setup. Get to the ball to the hoop, and Tate was able to get a knockdown. Just a gutsy play.
I say this every night in all the sports when they play, or these county teams play. Instead of playing the random games throughout the year, just play each other 5 times.
Man,
Why travel an hour and a half to go play some home and homes in high school? I mean, baseball, basketball, this is awesome. 2 good teams, 2 good coaching staffs. Teams, players on both sides just laying it out. It's really been fun.
I mean, look at the student body. Look at the crowd. It brings. I mean, these people. And these people work together, right?
And it's so when they say nobody cares about this anymore, they don't. Those are the people that don't come to the games.
Right.
Or class basketball ruined it. No, it didn't. These type of games enhance it. 1.2 seconds to go.
There we go.
They have Davis Schwartz guarding the ball. Wallace will have to baseball pass it ahead. We've got another timeout. It's a full timeout. 47-45. We'll take it with them. Raiders on top. Cats trying inbound. We're back after this. Third Goosell, Kelly Murphy back to Huntingburg Memorial. 47-45 Raiders, 1.2 seconds left. Cats will inbound and have to go the length of the court. Davis Schwartz was on the ball this time. I don't think they're going to guard the ball. Wallace is going to have to make a baseball pass. This is always the Christian Leitner, Rick Pitino debate. Wallace to throw it in with 1.2 seconds to go. Throws it up the floor. Ball knocked away into Giesler's hand. And the Jasper bench wanted a foul. They throw up a heave at the horn. No good. That was a little too close for comfort for Southridge trying to go for the knockaway. Now the Raiders pick up a 47-45 win over the Jasper Wildcats.
Huge win. What a great atmosphere.
My goodness, what a game.
What 2 great teams that are well coached, that are battling their guts out. And if people don't, like you said, they can't tell me that this stuff doesn't matter. It does matter to the community. Look at these people behind us, they were screaming and hollering to referees. The people on the other side are screaming and hollering to referees. It makes a difference. And Raiders, once again, with that mental toughness, come out ahead. What a great game.
And it's amazing. And Wildcats without their big center, Griff Heil, that they've had to deal with throughout the season. Raiders without Noah Wright. But the guys that suited up on both sides of the ledger and the coaching staffs put it all on the line in a fabulous game.
Well, when you think about it, Kurt, you're talking about not having the people. Brack Thacker steps up and has a huge game. Will Wallace steps up and has a huge game. The kids did a great job of defense. I mean, Noblet only had, 10 points, 11, 12 points, something like that. And Tate only had 6, but he had the big one. So they just did a great job. Both sides did a great job. What a game.
47-45, Raiders win it over the Jasper Wildcats. Jasper goes to 3-3. They'll be at Corden tomorrow night. Southridge 5-0. They'll be at Perry Central tomorrow. This will conclude our action on 18 WJTS. The Wildcats and the Raiders here tonight. Game won by the Raiders 47-45. Again, that'll conclude our broadcast on 18 WJTS.